Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another manga chapter review. And in today's video, we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the brand new chapter for Black Clover, Chapter 344, titled Writhing Sacred Veins. And before we jump into today's video, guys, I wanted to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for all the recent support and all the new subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. Just wanted to go ahead and say welcome and thank you for subscribing, as well as all the support that you guys have been showing on the channel. Now, the last two videos I did for Jujutsu Kaisen and my Black Clover power-up theory video, you guys absolutely killed in terms of the comments, as well as just showing overall support. So just always want to make sure I let you guys know, thank you guys so much for all that you do here for the channel. If it isn't for you guys, I really wouldn't have the motivation to put these videos out. But if you guys are new to the channel and like anime and manga related content such as this, please consider sticking around and subscribing, so that way you guys will be notified for all the awesome content I bring out first. So with all that out of the way, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into the damn chapter already. Starting chapter 344 off, we begin with Lucius asking the magic scholar of the Diamond Kingdom, Morris, how he's feeling. Morris, visibly disfigured from the Spade Kingdom, tells us that back then he got mixed up in Lucifero's manifestation, further explaining his current condition. Asking Lucius what he wants today, he tells Morris that he wanted to bring him as much mutual aid as possible. In telling him this, we get to see Lucius harvesting and preserving his siblings' body in their own separate cocoons. Reaching out to Morris, he then restores his body and all of his prior wounds are then healed. Not believing what has just happened, Morris tells Lucius that his magic is beyond recovery magic and that this magic can create human bodies. Continuing to describe Lucius's godlike magic abilities, Lucius silences Morris by touching his forehead in the same exact way he's done to others prior to him. Now instructing Morris to utilize his magic science and modifications to their fullest abilities, he sends him on his way. Lucius now directing his attention towards Sister Lily, he tells her of the land of the rising sun and how the future is beginning to shake, stating how this future of theirs looks to threaten their world peace. He then asks Paladin's Sister Lily to eliminate this threat for him. Sister Lily obeying Lucius's request, she sets out with two other Paladins to confront those within the land of the rising sun. Sister Lily and the two other Paladins now arriving, look at the land from above, carefully observing it and telling each other that they must take care of it for Lucius. Making their way through the town, they notice how oddly quiet and empty it seems to be until they stumble upon the Black Sea. One of the Paladins, resembling Damasio, destroys the structure placed at the foot of the seabed. Instructing the third and final Paladin named Urilu, he uses his beast magic to summon and resurrect the dragon of the folklore in the land of the rising sun. With Ichika and the other Ryuzen members that helped train Asta now arriving, Ichika tells Lucius's Paladins that as long as the Ryuzen Seven exists, they will not lay a finger on the land of the rising sun. As the chapter begins to come to an end, we see Asta on the ground asking someone what they think they're doing. As we reach the end of chapter 344, we finally see the final two members of the Ryuzen Seven. This man now telling Asta that he is the strongest member of the Ryuzen. Ending the chapter off on an extremely hyped cliffhanger, the man claiming to be the strongest member tells Asta, "I don't give a shit about whether you're determined or gutsy, just show me your strength." With chaos unfolding as Asta is being trained, what exactly is going to happen? Will Asta be able to master YOJUTSU and defeat the mysterious man and save Sister Lily? Or will Lucius's Paladins get rid of the land of rising sun as well as Asta? And alright guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up the chapter synopsis for chapter 344. Now let's go ahead and move on over into my thoughts as a whole for the chapter. And man guys, was this chapter absolutely fire! I mean guys, I don't even know where to start with me explaining and just giving you guys my overall thoughts for this chapter, because there's just so much I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about. I mean, geez guys, I guess we could just go ahead and like start from the beginning of the chapter, which I personally feel as though was sort of the biggest like hype for me, just because finally seeing that Bonica, Dante, and Zenon are like still in the picture, which I thought, I did believe that they weren't dead from the Spade Kingdom arc. I had a feeling when Lucius was sort of introduced into the picture in being the fourth and final sibling, that we'd see the three come back in some way, shape, or form. Now, just seeing them like being sort of a host for Lucius to sort of like give out like power as he did with Morris is just very interesting. I'm very interested to see in like where Yuki Tabata takes this even more, because like he granted Morris like this power, and when like Morris was sort of like going crazy and like telling him how godlike his power was and stuff like that, he taps his forehead like he did with Damasio, with Julius, and now with Morris. So I'm very interested, because I feel like Lucius is going to have something planned up his sleeve to where he's going to be able to utilize Morris's like science or like magic modifications in the future. So I'm very curious. I'm very interested to see more of this. And also like I really love Zenon, guys. Like that, besides like Patri, that's my second favorite like antagonist in the series. Like seriously. Like I mean, I want to say Lucius, but like I just, you know, Zenon's backstory was so sad that like, you know, it just made me like really understand him more. So I really want to see more of Zenon, like really, because I really love that character. But let me know what you guys think of who's your favorite sibling. Mine definitely is Zenon, and I think like not far behind that is Lucius, but I want to see a little bit more of Lucius before I make that judgment call. I want to see more of like what made Lucius like sort of want this ideal peaceful world. Like there has to be a reason. Like I know Yuki Tabata is going to do a great job with his backstory, but enough with that. But let's go ahead and transition over into the invasion of the land of the rising sun. Now I find this to be absolutely crazy, because the wild hair paladin, like who is called Urilu, we haven't seen this character before, and this character is utilizing beast magic, which if you guys remember, also Veto used it. That the first time we saw beast magic was with Veto of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, and also later like he was one of the elves. So I find it very interesting that maybe this Urilu person may have like a connection with Veto in some way, shape, or form. I do like the introduction of this. Maybe we'll see Veto's sort of like, because Veto is an elf, right? But Veto doesn't look like an elf, right? Like he looks like a beast that was maybe taken in by the elves. So I don't think he's like a true elf, but maybe, I'm not quite sure. Like I think this Urilu person will give like a little bit more backstory to maybe Veto or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but the usage of beast magic definitely has me scratching my head, that's for sure. And because this is the only paladin besides Sister Lily who's addressed by their name, right? I mean, it looks like Damasio, doesn't it, guys? Like it really does look like Damasio, that like destroys that structure that's like at the foot of the seabed, like almost like breaking the seal of the dragon. So I'm very interested. Is this Damasio? Is it not? I mean, it was pretty like, you know, subliminal, but Damasio is among the paladins, so it would only make sense that this is Damasio. But yeah, I'm very interested to, like, I can't wait to see the Ryuzen members fight these paladins, and I think that's going to be a really epic battle. But yeah, and moving on into the final part, where Asta is training against the strongest member of the Ryuzen Seven. We have another of the Ryuzen members sort of like sitting on the tree branch, playing, I don't know, is that a sitar? I think that's a sitar. Like, is it? If it's not, go ahead and correct me down in the comment section. I believe that's a sitar. I'm not quite sure, but I'm interested to see more of these guys. Now, I mean, like, I've seen people on Twitter going crazy, but, you know, the design of this guy almost resembles like a mixture of Yami and Asta, right? Because Asta's, like, when we go into the Spade Kingdom, like after the time skip, that's how Asta has his Black Bull's uniform. So I think it's pretty interesting that they are choosing to almost mirror that design in that sort of way. but I'm very curious to see more of this guy, right? I wonder if this guy is at all going to have some connections to Yami in some way, shape, or form, because just from the small dialogue we've gotten from him already, he seems to give off, yeah, you know, like Air Force One Yami vibes. So like, I'm pretty interested. Overall, you know, I'm gonna give this chapter a great 10 out of 10, guys. Like this chapter, I think, was like absolutely amazing. The only thing is, I feel like this chapter was like short, right? Like I feel like it only took me like a minute or two to read this. I don't know what it was, but like this like chapter, I feel like I blinked and it was over. But I feel like, you know, it's bound to happen with me waiting all week for Black Clover and all these other mangas. So that's going to be it for me, guys. I absolutely love this chapter, and I cannot wait to see what happens next week. So let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. What do you guys think this guy's magic is going to be? What do you guys think the strongest Ryuzen member's magic is going to be? And what do you think of the siblings still being in the picture, as well as the Urilu person being potentially connected to Veto from the Midnight, the Midnight Sun, as well as the Elves? Very interested to hear your guys' thoughts and theories and comments. So go ahead and spam those comments down for me and let me know what you guys think. But that's going to be all for me, guys. I'm signing off. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. See ya.